Hi, Capricorn. All right, welcome to the space. Thank you for being here. Any of you returning, and any of you who are new, my name is Raaji, and this space is called Opal Oracle. Okay, Capricorn, one of my favorite energies. Oh yeah, cool, Hawk. Love it. All right, I guess we'll jump right in. I decided to do a new spread, and it focuses on the water and then also on the earth. So emotional and then sort of practical, physical things, right? Let's see where you're at. Ooh, wow. Oh, there's your golden ticket, Zinga, with the bear. Cool. If you haven't been here before, there's this other reading of yours called The Golden Ticket, and here it is. So this is where you're at, and it's with the bear. Fascinating. Bears come out a lot recently. Let's take it one step at a time. Okay, now that you know that you have this golden ticket, it's almost like you're protecting it in a kind of way. And if you feel like you haven't found this golden ticket yet, you don't know what I'm talking about, then all you have to do is, well, look forward, right? Look forward, particularly at the actions that would be very helpful for you to take at this time, right? Don't stand still. If you need to turn around and take a gander, you can. But I heard the more you're mad at the past, the less you will be from this golden ticket. Just a minute. Oh, these are my boogies. Yes, I know. Okay, let's see some action to take. Ooh. You have, this is sort of like a Two of Cups card, and then the Empress. Beautiful. Okay, so I guess you want to maybe meet with some people, or maybe you want to have a little dinner party, or some sort of gathering that's it's not overly serious, right? This is sort of like cheese and some fruit, and you're sitting outside. It's not overly formal. Something really natural. Maybe some of you want to have a barbecue again, or a dinner party, or maybe you just need to, it's a nice place to discuss things too, whether serious or casual, right? You can kind of address things because we usually eat around a table. It's circular, right? Which makes everyone in the equation feel included. When people are also eating, they have this opportunity. It's also an expression, like what you order or what you like. It also expresses a kind of security because you have food, right? And this is a natural part of existence. I feel like some of you too are also like really good cooks. Or at very least, what is it that you really love to cook? Let's see what's of assistance to you now. Scorpio. Scorpio. Look, King of Cups and this Phoenix card. Can you see it? Phoenix rising from the flame. Excuse me. Okay. So Scorpio, very helpful. So I see this could be a literal person, but you have to take a certain action or have a certain meeting. It could be the next like 2 to 3 months has a span in here. There's a bit of a time frame, like when spring gets going and then it's like moving into summer, right? And then I see summer turns into autumn, and then there's Scorpio, right? So something about that time is also helpful. especially in relation to what, because I guess what's of assistance is that, yes, you have to let go of something to have what you want. So I guess there's something a little bit about maybe you have to sacrifice. Now, sacrifice and compromise can be very similar. But there's also, there's like a clarity behind what each, maybe you want to think about what that means to you. Coming up with a compromise, or sacrificing something, because I guess sometimes if you some people compromise, which means doing something that's not only for them but also for the other person, and them for you, and it being something of a mutual reception, then no one in the group or in this setting can see their whatever it is that needs to be done for the other as a burden, because if not, then it's a sacrifice and the equation will not be pure enough for it to continue its cycle. It will like either, it's not like it'll stop, it'll just like slow it down or cause a certain current in the water, right? Because this is also your water energy. So I guess maybe you want to balance your reasons and desires for what you are doing and what you would like to do. And I see seeing where they kind of come together, and also being very happy and contented in the now. And there's something about like this dinner party or this social interaction that's going, because you get to know other people so well that way. And it helps keep things in check too, whether this could be your husband or your wife for 30 years. You know what I mean? Like, but either way, you stranger, we go however way. Being across the room from somebody, being across the table, sitting across the table from someone, it gives you the understanding that people are their own person, right? That you don't have any control over that person. They're over there doing that. You know what I mean? You're over here doing this, whatever it is. And so it keeps it more, again, pure, so that what you want to grow really does grow. And the action to take, because of these two cards also, is something about planting goodness. You know what I mean? And I feel like the harvest is really, really good. But maybe you don't trust something yet, and that's part of the issue. Like you don't have full faith in it. Or you're afraid that even if you have the faith that you could get it, that someone couldn't take it from you. And that's why this bear is kind of like totally, I see him like barricading this, you know what I mean? So are you putting yourself in a corner by not doing something because you're afraid that you will lose something? Because you have to let go of something, or quote unquote lose something to gain something. Right? You have to literally let the seed go in the garden to have something grow, right? You can't just be like, and again, although this is the emotional space in your action to take, I feel like with this Empress, it may be very helpful to have a garden or have some plants, right? It seems natural. We used to have to do that to be able to eat. You know, you had to gather it or grow it or something of this nature. And it just feels so good to, and at very least, although I keep seeing like plants even in buckets, if you have like a small space, like it's good to get your hands in the soil because it helps you be more in tune with the seasons and the cycles of things. But this could also just, it goes back into that dinner party, I guess, where, I see that you can showcase some of your talents through this creative expression. And it's received quite well. I feel like you're a good host. Okay. Let's look at the earthly realm. Where are you at here? Okay. You're trying to decorate something? Maybe part of what could be considered an issue. Hi, baby. Not right now. Can you go lay down, please? Come here. Sit down. Can you sit? Good girl. Yes. Maybe you're focused and then you're distracted. You're focused and then you're distracted. You may be trying to really get something right too, because I feel like this golden ticket keeps popping up. Like you have a really, really good opportunity because you've already let go of a seed, or for some of you, a couple seeds, right? And you took action, and then you made a choice after that, and then that set a ball rolling, right? And it's not rolling too fast that it's out of control. It's just going. It set a motion to it. But you are meant to be preparing for something physically. Like really feel grounded in who you are, in what's going on, in where you are. Because I see you have an opportunity to be able to, I don't care for the word manipulation, because it's not a very nice word, but they use this, I guess, in gardening somewhat. Like you can manipulate a plant, but not by altering its essence. But for instance, mint, if you just let it grow on its own, will grow quite tall. I mean, it depends on your climate, but usually it will just grow up. It's going to grow towards the light, right? But because of that, then once it reaches a certain height, it becomes a little bit weaker, right? But as something's growing up, once it holds its form enough, what you do is when the shoot comes up, you pinch it, and where you do, it makes two, right? And then from there, you can pinch, and that makes two more. And what it ends up doing is filling something, making it bushier, right? Or fuller versus taller. But you have to, again, take away something or get rid of something or lose something, whatever words you want to use that's emotionally wrapped up in this, to be able to have doubly so. And something that actually I see can hold form through the years. Oh, life is so trippy. What's the action to take physically? Let's see. Ooh, look how cool these cards are. Look at this beautiful door. I want a doorway like that. And the Ace of Wands and this beautiful old door. So maybe you gotta let somebody know what you're trying to grow or where you're trying to go. Like I keep seeing this Ace of Wands is like that like it's just like a guy with a cane, and he's like, hey, like what's going on? And they're like, what? No one's come in this door in a long time. Like no one's knocked on this door in a long time. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what comes out underneath, like what comes out of that door, but it was a curious energy. It wasn't afraid. So maybe you do want to reach out to someone. And I see again this like dinner party. it would be very helpful to be social in this kind of way. It's necessary, you know, we're a group of humans. We're meant to be near each other, you know. And it's creative too, you know, it gives you something new to talk about, especially if, you know, if there's been any, I see any stagnancy or like, you know, just give a different energy to it. Especially if you've been hanging out with the same people a lot, you know, maybe you just want to switch it up because it can just change. It gives so many opportunities, right? Like, most things don't come knocking on your door. It's like you gotta go knocking on the door, wherever that is. Huh. I'm making dolma. Can you wait 1 second? I just want to check it. Stay there, Zoom. Oh, shit. Hold on, Capricorn. Smells so good. Okay, sorry about that. Just didn't want them to, if they dry out, then you got to keep enough water in it or it'll dry out. Okay, what is your assistance physically? Like in this fit? Wow, whoa, more Scorpio. This looks like a Scorpio card too, like when Scorpio's in warrior mode. Really powerful, this Pluto. This Mars, over in Mars time. Just a minute. This is what is, oh, okay. Well, you can't fight change. I mean, I guess you can. I guess you can, but then it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel empowering, you know, when we're unaccepting to the reality. Do you know what I mean? But not feeling, it's not about feeling hopeless. And maybe this goes into the compromise or sacrifice. It's not about being, there's no hopeless feeling that I feel. I actually feel quite an immense amount of clarity and security in what you have built, right? What has been created and the idea behind it and the execution. It's very good. It's very, I see you with like a person with their chin up, like eyes straight. They're very aware of what's happening here, but I'm feeling like this is something with your South Node. If you don't know what that means, this represents an energy that purifies us in our life by flushing something out. It's very, to me, it's very scorpionic, K2. So now it all depends on what you take in to what comes out, right? And how things come out depends on well, what you're creating with, how you put it all together, and what you really need as a person. And so I guess if you're not fighting any particular change, then I feel like this assistance that's coming to you could actually be where it's like, perhaps for some of you, it's like money from another person, or some sort of something, right? Because Scorpio represents power, but it can also be, it's just power in general. So lots of things equal power, you know, money, time, opportunities, etc., experiences. This is all very valuable and helpful depending on what you're trying to do, right? So I see, please be accepting of the changes and try not to fight. If you're fighting anything, I see you already know better, so you don't have to. No, and I feel like most of you here, we talked about this before, earlier, or rather recently. the versus scared and prepared, right? There's a difference. And if you're prepared, then there's really never anything that can scare you. And if it does, then you would know that that's just emotional and you can protect yourself when you need to. But I guess even in the animal world, there's like a chain of command, right? But in the human world, we're such a mental, psychological creature, that we have a big responsibility to be in control, like sort of in control of that, at very least doing the best that we can. Because we really only can, Scorpio, control ourselves. Right? And I guess since Scorpio represents I desire, whatever you have been desiring, whatever you have been working towards, especially if you're like really, I see reserving your energy towards things that you may want, but you're like, well, I know that I need to put my focus over here to achieve this desire because this is the most suiting for my mind, my body, my soul. Then there's like a bigger gift, and there's more peace. You'll feel I guess it depends on the amount of peacefulness that is calm energy that is felt. Because Scorpio also is about learning lessons, right? Maybe it'd just be helpful to watch their reading, although it's pretty tripped out this month. I also feel like the action to take here with this door, and then there's a wand right here. It's kind of like if you're the one that's inside of this door, and this wand is a blessing, right? Which is spiritual and is literally a great action to take that can create something really stable and solid. You have to open the door. You have to have the door ajar at very least to be able to even kind of sense it, because I feel like this could be... I just keep seeing it like no one's going to know that you're having a dinner party unless you tell them, right? No one's going to be like, hey, dinner party. And it's like if you didn't tell anybody that it's a dinner party. So I guess you got to let people know what you're doing because you never really know. I mean, I heard you could be, I just saw someone like these two people talking about, I don't know, they were just kind of shooting the shit. You know what I mean? They're just like, oh, hey, like, what's going on? You know, it's a kind of a stranger even. And it didn't even seem like an acquaintance, but they're just shooting the shit. And then all of a sudden somebody says something, the other person says something. They're like, oh, wow, I know somebody who blah, blah, blah. And maybe that's not exactly the answer to the situation, but it helps open up some new opportunity or to bring some enthusiasm to something that you may have, you know, I don't know, maybe there was a block in moving to the next step, but it's like, because I heard, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? You know what I mean? Again, let's go to this dinner party. You invite a bunch of people to a dinner party. Some people say no. Okay. It's cool. It's okay. Because I see a whole bunch of people there, so it doesn't really matter. And they can always, the other people can always come next time if they want to, or maybe you'll never see them again. And how do you feel about that? Wow, the Scorpio energy is so strong. Your own resilience is also of assistance to you, but I do feel like well, I guess you've just been purifying so much emotionally. For a lot of you, this could even be sexually, like, purifying, ex lovers, or ex people that's such a weird thing, like ex. It's like, no. But then X what marks the spot, right? But anyway, in the physical world, I guess sometimes it shows me here that what would also be of assistance is for you to take off some of your armor, because you are safe and loved and protected. You don't have to protect yourself that much. You know what I mean? Because I guess you could block opportunities like that. But you also got to know what you can trust and what you cannot trust. And as long as you trust yourself, then I see that you won't really have an issue. No. We talked about this in January, right, for your birthday. Government, right? Governmente. Govern, to control. Mente is your mind. If you are the master of your own mind, you're not God, but like you're the master of yourself, and keep that clear as you can, and being open that things are obviously going to change, then there's nothing that is outside of you that can actually manipulate you. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're never going to be like, oh, that's get fooled because somebody tried to put on a front, or like put on a mask or whatever. It's just like, nah, all right. I heard, I see you. Like, but you don't even have to say it. It doesn't matter. It's just it's important here. I guess you have a test in your assistance, but I also feel like you're going to pass the test as long as you don't resist any change, because you've already planted the seed. So maybe there's a transplanting there's a transplanting phase here. Right? It's worked its way out of the seedling, and now you can either put it in the ground, depending, or it needs to go in a bigger pot. Right? What's the bigger plan? I feel like Taurus's reading for January could be helpful. They talked a lot about growing in that kind of way. Let me see. You may have to kind of fight for something. No, I'll take that back. That's the fear thing. Where you feel like you gotta fight something, or whenever you feel like you gotta fight, or you gotta, if someone is defensive, right? I heard her obstinate. Then it is because they are lying to themselves about their own pain and suffering, or they're not aware of it, at least not in that moment. And we talked about this a couple years ago, but everyone heals in a different way, right? Everyone grows in a different way. Everyone learns the lesson in a different way. And you have some really good ideas. Yes, you do. You're a great help to healing, right? Saturn is a big way of how we learn our lessons. But just remember that there's always a solution for a problem. And if you are prepared, especially for you or any human emotionally, it's not a big deal. Like, you can handle whatever it is that comes at you. Do you want to see the domus? Thomas. It's a T, not a D. It's Armenian. They, hold on a second. Did I lose the water? Hold on 1 second. Can we do it this way? Wait a second. Let's see. Just a minute. You want to see? Oh, it smells so good. Okay. Did I bone that? Kinda. Boil them for 30 minutes with a little plate on them, and then you take it off for like another 10 or 15 until the rice is done. Anyway, Capricorn, I love you so much. Please take care of yourself. Remember, anything with Saturn, you're ruled by Saturn. It's slow and steady, right? Sometimes you can a goat can go fast up the mountain, down the mountain, but like it's always slow and steady when you're working towards change, right? A new structure or an adjustment of a structure, right? It's hard work to remodel or even do demolition, like you want to put an addition on something. Well, it takes a lot of foresight and resources and effort, and you can do it. I know you can. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you, all of you. Precious bubbles of light, thank you. The garden here is so beautiful, isn't it? This life. I really do thank you for your time here on Patreon. It is such a blessing. Please take care, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace.